TV host, radio host, comedian, singer, calypsonian, all-around entertainer, and a queen in her own right. Entertainer Nikki Crosby joins us this morning because she has a new show, 50-ish. Now, it's never good to ask a lady her age, so we don't know if Nikki is really around the 50.
50-ish.
50-ish. So as the play says, of course, it's 50-ish. So let me welcome Nikki Crosby to the show this
Kimberly.
morning.
Morning, JJ.
Morning. How are you doing?
Yeah. People out some old songs there.
You should have seen Nikki boogieing background, exactly, giving a little thing.
Remember when she learned to wine?
Yeah, still learning.
Nikki, so of course your event is coming up on the 30th of September and the 1st of October. But before we get into that, what have you been up to? You made this big transition to the US and you left us.
I leave exactly 2 years. Can you believe it? 2 years already. And I'm back. It was an experience, you know, I mean, to be able to stop working and just go and do nothing.
Just live for a little bit, yes.
Just live and put on a little weight. And, you know, I was in Florida by my sister.
Right.
And between Ohio and my husband's son and in Florida. So it was experiencing the U.S. life, you know, from a Caribbean point of view. I kept comparing things and you know, I miss home. It, as I say, it was the worst bank I ever experienced.
Well, tell us about it because you mentioned the entertainment scene. I mean, how does the U.S. entertainment scene differ from what we have here?
Not much, you know. What I found with the whole Caribbean diaspora is that all we have is soca fests out there.
Yes.
All they have is soca parties for Caribbean people, and I find that really sad. You know, in the 2 years, if you're not into soca parties or carnival, you really have nothing out there, and that's kind of what gave me the inspiration to start to write this show, 50-ish, because besides doing it here, we're launching at the end of the month in Trinidad. Also want to do it outside, so I'm going to take it to different places, New York, you know, Washington, Toronto, LA, different places that have, you know, a strong Trini posse, Caribbean across the board. And yeah, so I'm kind of bringing entertainment to them other than soca. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot that we do have to offer, and I agree with you. I found that it's very limited in terms of the options that we give the diaspora outside of
Trinidad. And the soca parties outside are very young, you know what I mean? Very young, you know? If you don't want to go outside and get wet, then the soca parties are not for you. So they get very young. So if you're like into like your 40s and you just want to dress up and go out with your wife and enjoy something, there's nothing.
So nothing that you could identify with as being Caribbean.
Yeah. And I'm hoping that this can, you know, fill that void.
Now, Nikki, when you did, I think the 50 was the last one, no? You had a big show when you...
before I left, it was Midlife Crosby.
Midlife Crosby, that one.
Yes.
In that show, I remember you telling some very, very clear stories about aging, about the process of the things that you discovered along the way.
Right, that was just a touch of it.
Well, that's what I was about to say.
Is
it that this show now explores those themes further?
Yes, 50-ish. You know, I wrote it for anyone to understand. It's just not for a Caribbean audience. It's for anyone who... So I talk about what we go through in our 20s, our 30s, our 40s, and our 50s. And I think it's a show that, you know, people can bring their moms, there's a guild slime, husband and wife, because I talk about a lot of things that women go through that men may not understand. And the show is also about educated and surviving menopause. Yes, I'm going through menopause.
On national TV, ladies and
Nikki
gentlemen.
Crosby. Nikki, I find you have an uncanny way of taking your life experiences and turning them into laughs. Well,
this is what the show is. This 50-ish is my life and what I did in terms of when I started to write it. I just started to think about the comical things in my life, the funny things, you know. Something as simple as my wedding planner, I had to banker. You know, it have an oxymoron in there somewhere.
That's a good way to start.
You can't write that, Jay. You know what I mean? So I just went, I mean, I broke my leg 2 weeks before my wedding.
Wow.
Yeah, different things, you know. So
I remember the picture she ever cast.
Really? But the moment was when the husband lifted me up.
That is man.
I'm a drama girl.
That is man. That is man.
I had to break the foot to create a little theater.
She had to be sure that this is the one. This is the right one for you.
So that's what this show is, a very real show, life experiences, and I think anybody could relate to it.
But here's my question, though. I like that you're drawing on life experiences, but are we going to see some of the characters? For example, are we going to see Granny, not Granny?
You don't know. You never know. She's just popping anyway. You never know. But this basically, I really wanted to do a show that I've done one woman shows before, but but also always had like supporting characters.
Yes.
Even when I did my first Nikki Does, I did 7 different characters, but still there were people in between, etc. But this is all woman, one woman show.
All you, one woman show. Yeah. I mean, I know that you mentioned in terms of the target audience, mom, you know, the married couple, that sort of thing. But what are you hoping that they walk away with at the end of this?
Just, you know, right through, I kind of have reminders as we get older, you know, check on your health, check your eyes out, different things that little life lessons. And I'm hoping through my experiences that I can share some of these and learning from them, because, you know, we go through stuff and you wonder why I'm going through this, but I think that's what life is about. We go through the rough times, the bad times, you grow from the bad times. I mean, I can't think of a situation that was kind of, you know, really traumatic for me that I didn't learn from, and that's what life is, and hopefully remind people also to laugh, you know what I mean? And I think we need that in this country right now. We need to laugh. We need to be able to spread the love. We need some more love in this country. So hopefully, the Queen of Joy, I've been calling myself that these days. The Queen of Joy.
Market is yours,
is hoping that I could spread some love. And you know, people just, it's a feel-good show.
Yeah.
There's music in it, and it's just a different show.
Nikki, you've been in this industry for quite some time.
Oh, just a few years.
But that's a few years, right? But I mean, I remember
I started at 5. I was a child prodigy.
So that's how many years now?
Yeah,
The calculations. I
was bad at math. Sorry,
I was gonna ask rather about the journey, about how you, when you look back at it now and you remember, like, I mean, I play, you know, I Learn to Wine, and you go back to those days, you bony because you're eating macaroni. And you
can't sing that again.
Wow.
You come up, you know, you can just say they boil the macaroni. Yeah, a ticky. I'm going to do a remix. You do it for me, right, Jay?
Sure.
Yeah,
we will work on that.
Yeah,
but when you look back at the journey, what are some of the moments that you look back and you remember and you say, like, yeah, boy?
Yeah, boy. I have so many. You know, I started so young, and also being like the first female comedian from the Caribbean, I was offered so many opportunities, you know, travel the world representing Trinidad and Tobago. I think one of my proudest moments, besides like my personal things, like, you know, like my Nikki Land and those things I'm really proud of, you know, representing Trinidad at the Apollo was one of my favorite things of all time, I think. You know, the history behind the Apollo, how many great artists passed through there. And as a Trinidadian, Errol and I had represented at the Apollo. It was really, you know, one of the first Trinis to be there. And you know, another one was the Montreal Comedy Festival. That's huge, where they invite comedians from all around the world to represent. And that's where you have a lot of agents and a lot of LA people there. So those are the kind of things I'm proud of when I had to represent my country, you know, with a crown on my head.
I even have a question as well, Nikki, in terms of inspirational mentors. I mean, my first introduction to you was Paul and Nikki on I6.1, right? So you've met so many people over the span of your lifetime. Was there any particular person that stood out to you as in, this person mentored me, this person helped me throughout my journey?
Oh, God, I have a lot of support. I've had a lot of support. I mean, when I think about how I started off with Errol Fabian. You know, I won a comedy competition in upper level, and you know, he kind of held my hand through it. And then we had people like Tommy Joseph sprang along, John Agitation. Those were my brothers that kind of helped me. You know, we'd go on tour together all around the world, and I was the only girl, and they would really hold my hand. Somebody who was a big mentor to me that passed was Singing Sandra. She was my big sister. I remember once I'd get booed once at Spectacular. Yes, I'd get booed. When I first started, and I thought, okay, I tried it, got booed, and time to do something else. And Sandra came and said to me, no, we as women, you know, we fall, we get up, and you have to just keep going. And so she was definitely one of my mentors in terms of female that was there for me. So I'm really sad that she's no longer with us. Yeah. So many, Speaking like Denise, you know, Denise, Plummer. I was just blessed to have those kind of people around me growing up.
Yeah. And speaking of people who are around you, who are some people involved in making this production happen?
Oh, some awesome people. So I wrote it and the production, and then I started to think, okay, what am I going to do? Who's going to help me with this? So I put in Penelope Spencer, Richard Raghubat. He'll be here later on this morning, I think, to talk about his mix-up. You check the paper, you're not coming. He tell me
He's double checking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
Alright.
so
You say so. I didn't see him on my
maybe
list.
next
But
day.
you seem to know something me, so you go ahead now.
So he and Richard, Penny and Richard are directing. We have Ricardo Samuel with RS Productions. He is helping us produce, and so it's just going to be awesome. We have the right people at the right time doing this. I'm so excited about this production because it's something, as I said, I've worked on. I talk about my experience in the US. I talk about I was getting older. I talk about menopause. It's such a big thing for women now. And, like in my mother's days, my grandmother's days, women didn't talk about these things, You suffered in silence.
Secret,
yeah. So I find any comedy in menopause.
You find the comedy in everything.
I try to find the comedy in menopause. I'm fine it yet, but I get in there.
Hopefully by the 30th you do.
Yes,
because I
yes,
know it's the 30th of September, 1st of October.
Oh my gosh.
Tell us times, tell us where it's taking place.
All right, so 30th September and 1st of August, which is next
1st of
weekend.
October?
1st of October.
You're
going back in time.
Yes,
You're
sir.
welcome.
The menopause.
The menopause.
Stop it!
The menopause. Yes. We could talk about it. And we, as at Queen's Hall, but I love Queen's Hall. It's one of those blessed places that we get to perform. So tickets are everywhere. Ooh, that's me. Yes, you see me.
50-ish.
And I created emoji. You see the emoji?
That's the Nikki emoji?
No, that's the menopause emoji. It's how she's sweating and she's looking kind of vexed. Yeah.
Is that a hot flash, Nikki?
Yes. That's me hot flashing.
Oh,
right? And we're going to be at Queen's Hall. Tickets all at the regular places. And they can even go online. So just check out my Facebook, Ricardo Samuel, RS Productions, R&R Productions. All the information is out there. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, and the excitement is definitely coming through.
Yes.
Nikki, I know you want people to come down, but I just want you to share one little nugget of something you've learned in your 50-ish years.
One little nugget, boy.
One little nugget.
Wait. Live every day like it's your last, because one day it will be. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I believe in, I've lost so many friends over the years, I was looking through some pictures yesterday, and life is so fragile. Just, wow, I was just going through stuff yesterday and saw all these pictures and realized so many of my friends have passed, so I'm one for enjoying life to the fullest. I lost a brother year before, he was 42, and we always assume we're all going to get older and we're going to live happily and retire and die in our sleep, but I just want people to live their lives, learn to forgive. A lot of times we hold on to stuff, and as I'm getting older, you're realizing that so many things are so unimportant, things we swear important, but live your best life. Live your best life to the end.
Live your best life.
Yeah.
And you know what? We want to be able to help you live your best life as well. So Nikki will be leaving some tickets for us. And we will, inside the next segment, you can call us when we have trivia. And that's how you get to live your best life. You might get a chance to go and see 50-ish.
So you're asking me no trivia question?
You want a trivia question?
Oh, God, no, that's so hard. No, I ain't sure I want a trivia.
Nikki.
It's only about Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay, give me one. Drop it up. No, I apologize if I don't get it right, because I'm going through menopause and I forget.
Wow.
That is not an excuse, Nikki.
Wow.
I've got excuse too many times.
I'm just telling you. Okay, hit me.
You put another one?
I find game on must be hard.
No.
All right, give me one.
Oh, you want? All right.
Oh, good. And I feel
So
like
they had these questions, but my producer not I can't use these questions because that's for the giveaway.
okay.
So I use one of my questions, right?
Use one of your questions.
One of my questions.
All right, one of his
you,
questions
Kimberly.
coming.
It was supposed to be for her, but you get it instead,
I
right?
know. I'm going to tell him to take it, all right?
No, this is the sisterhood we're talking
Which
about.
one of our presidents?
Oh, good. Well, wait. We have a new president. I wasn't here when she was inaugurated.
That's an excuse.
Okay.
There's Google, Nikki.
She
Continue.
start bad. She have no phone to Google nothing.
Can I
Google
get my phone,
nothing. Which one of our presidents?
A wine with? Okay. Richards and a wine on Camuna already. Okay. That was it?
Which one went to St. Mary's College?
Oh, good. Is that Richards? Oh, Camuna. I'm going with Richards. Wait, why you watching me like a wrong so? Okay, I'm going with CIC boy. Oh, I wine with Richards and real.
This has nothing to do with your wine with.
No, because I went CIC Fat and they would have been there, so I'm trying to backtrack.
I am 100% sure you did not wine on this
Okay,
president.
I'm trying to take it back. Okay, so we had A&R Robinson. No, it's not he. He didn't wine too much. I go with Richards.
No.
No, wait, I'm going to change my mind.
Richie, I'm not Richie.
How
Nikki,
I know that?
I'm giving you a
That is
countdown.
not a Trini question.
It's not a Trini question.
I go with
2, 1.
well, it's not Christine.
Rockers, put her out of her misery, please.
Who would have forget Clarky? And that's my married name, you know, Clark. You know, I should have known that.
They know
man.
what's happened
But
to
that's
us.
not really a trendy question. How I gonna know what school the man went to?
In all his biographies, though.
Who does he read them thing?
Nikki Crosby is going to be
No,
live,
and
ladies
you
and
coulda asked
gentlemen,
me
on
what
September
is-
30th.
what is the
and
bird?
October 1st,
You know?
at Queen's Hall for 50-ish Hot AF. Ladies
Yes.
and gentlemen, we take a quick break and come back
Absolutely
with more.
fabulous.
Absolutely, that's what it stands for. Let me take that break and come back
Take
with
a
more.
break.
I love the emoji.